Chat, here we go. We got ourselves a fun show match. It's Joreuz versus Dark. Two of the more exciting mechanical players in the game right now are going to see how they fare against each other. Now, if you look at their ranked position, what you would probably guess, not knowing anything else, is that Dark is much higher. Dark has been in the top 10 or so recently, and Joreuz is not one to grind ranked ones, but they're actually right around the same rank, in the 50-ish range in the top 100. And if you haven't seen Dark before, he's got one of the most convincing fake kickoffs in the game, and he's going to show that right here. I wonder if we can see on the replay from Joreuz's perspective. No, just a bit too late. He did seem to recognize because he single jumped into the ball and then tried to wave dash back to it to try and put pressure on Dark after the fake, but it did not matter. Wave dash kickoff for Joreuz is going to get him a great possession here. Dark pre-jump, and Joreuz is going to have a really easy time reading that. The only way that's going to work out for Dark is if he is there much, much earlier. But by the time Joreuz has set up the dribble, he is going to be able to chip it past him for free. Can you show the chat? Interesting, the chat is not showing right now. I'll see if I can fix that easily. Otherwise, we might just have to deal with the chat not being on. I think I might have put you guys in timeout, which is why it's not showing up on screen. Joreuz, is he going to be the first one to Pogo in this game? Dark throws the This Is Rocket League. I mean, Joreuz truly wins the whole show match if he gets a Pogo before Dark does. But Dark, we'll see how good he is at defending. He throws the Pogo, question mark? Let me see here. I think this will turn you guys back on. Chat, you might be on screen now. If not, you're just out of luck. Dark, full field dribble. Double reset. Triple reset. Dark! Oh my goodness, Joreuz gets the save. He prevented the clip. He's not going to let him have it. The long shot. And the first goal. Dark gives himself a great pass. But my goodness. Have you guys been watching Dark's Twitter? You really need to follow Dark on Twitter because he just gives you pure content there. No fluff. Just absolutely insane clips exclusively. So definitely a worthy follow. In which I think he hit some crazy triple resets on somebody in ranked recently. Joreuz is trying to go to the ceiling to intercept this one. Double reset into a Pogo for Dark, but he can't get the 50. And Joreuz should just be able to touch this ball quickly. Yeah, we'll see if he tries to go for something nasty. He says, no, I am going to take my win here. Or my at least 2-goal lead. Not necessarily a win. Long time until this game ends. But assuming that Dark continues to try and push the limit here on these aerial plays, Joreuz is going to be likely not having a tough time cleaning him up. This is a great catch from Dark. Decided to play a bit more passively. Didn't want to use his wave dash aggressively and actually got Joreuz to make a bad touch, and good recovery and save from Joreuz. That shot's too weak. And the biggest problem with that shot is it's also going to let Joreuz escape. Actually, maybe not, but I think Dark could have kept that possession going much longer with a stronger touch. Instead, it immediately ended what was a very, very advantageous position for Dark. But now he's up to the skies yet again. He's going to go air dribble bump. Seems like he should, but Joreuz gets bumped and gets around it. I mean, Dark looked like he set that up almost perfectly. Joreuz maybe trying to speed the counterattack a bit too much. Ended up flying past the ball. And can you believe that Dark is trying to get into yet another wall to air dribble? Great early challenge, though, by Joreuz, who instead of just saving these on the goal line is going to start cutting them off before they even start. Dark pre-jumping, covering all the angles, but the undercut, what a save from Dark as he just barely clears away that shot. He's going to take this to the opposite post. Joreuz is going to be playing close now. He's definitely changed up his defensive mindset, trying to prevent Dark from even getting to his spot, but Dark actually did a decent job evading and stole this corner boost, so he might be able to keep Joreuz back here. Nice reverse wave dash. Joreuz able to get his own corner boost, and he'll take the ball to the ceiling, get the reset from that. And, oh my goodness, Dark actually has the read on the save. Joreuz got decent movement on the shot. Turning around and kind of backflipping it, hoping to push it to the left side of the net. I don't think we're going to be able to see from Dark's perspective, but man, what a save. Another fake kickoff. These slight offsets seem to be one of Dark's favorite positions to fake the kickoff, and he's definitely gotten Joreuz a few different times now. He's going to have Joreuz recovering late, who didn't pick up the 100 boost, which actually... Oh, wait, he must have gotten the 100 at the midfield. Yeah, he didn't need that back 100. I was like, man, this actually could be a good spot for Dark, but the reason why he didn't pick it up is because he already had 100 and he hadn't feathered any. Joreuz trying to wave dash kickoff. Dark able to push it straight through with a standard. Can't get the angle before the recovery. Joreuz actually able to bully Dark off this ball with only 12 boost. Very surprising. Let's see if we can watch it from Dark's angle, because he has such a big advantage. I mean, he's more awkwardly under the ball, and I guess with 13 boosts, Joreuz can probably get a pretty quick double jump to pop the ball past him, but you got to imagine, given a second opportunity, Dark might try to meet that ball at a bit of a higher position. Dark's able to read Joreuz's fake kickoff immediately, but his decision to chip shot doesn't turn into much. Joreuz looking for, I thought, a crazy angle, but looks like he is just trying to kill it on the corner to keep possession, which he's not going to be able to do. So Dark, a full field dribble once again. Going to need multiple resets to get there, but that doesn't seem to be an issue for him. The triple reset is just barely saved. Is he going to try and bump? Yeah, I figured he had to. That was the only way he was going to be able to get that goal, is if he could bump Joreuz off the line, but Joreuz had long since landed and prepped for it, trying to pogo him the other way with a pogo shot as opposed to the pogo bounce setup. Dark is going to punish. So far, pogos have been a death wish in terms of that possession. I think every player has been able to counter a pogo attempt. Dark able to gain control of this one. Had Joreuz jump early, and somehow Joreuz was able to cut back down to the ground and still cover most of the net. It's not going to matter, though. Eventually, Dark will push his way through. Does Dark plan on playing an RLCS when he hits 15? I would hope so. I think a lot of the up-and-comers do. I think the only reason why we haven't seen him in that setting is just because he's not old enough yet. But tons of different youngsters have made their way in. Nupo Roas, and Kaliers are being the most recent of the Middle East ones. But yet another slight offset kickoff that the fake works perfectly. Double reset bump is not going to connect, and it needed to in these final moments. A 2-goal deficit with 30 seconds left to go. It's going to be one that is hard to come back from. Dark winning the boost off this kickoff. Joreuz is not leaving the play, but he actually got a great touch to the side wall that took the ball out of commission for enough time for him to reset at the midfield. Any sort of bounce out to the center of the field would have been a big problem for him, but he absolutely glued it to the wall. Now Joreuz playing a bit of keep away here. 5 seconds left to go, just protecting the ball, and he will be taking game number 1 against the youngster. Joreuz is certainly the favorite in this matchup. Dark has yet to get a big win over a top player like Joreuz, but he is willing to accept the challenge and do what he can. Dark's country can't play. Wait, Dark's in Saudi Arabia. What do you mean Dark's country can't play in the RLCS? I'm pretty sure Dark is a KSA, which definitely can play in the RLCS. Are you thinking of maybe Ahmad from the A7MD from Iraq? He can't play. Hey YouTube, we're trying to reach 30,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if you've been enjoying the matches, please subscribe. Game number 2, Joreuz and Dark. Has been the mechanical matchup we expected in the first game, and it has been favoring Joreuz like I imagine most would expect it to. But a fun match nonetheless. Look at these wall dashes from Dark. He has a ton of boost left over to make this potential shot. Look at the angle! My goodness, what a play from Dark to start this game. Wall dashing into the interception. Doing so maybe leaves just a little bit more boost left over to make this tight angle shot. What a impressive play from Dark. Gets to start this one in the lead. Dark trying to get a wall to air dribble. Joreuz actually a very weak challenge. He really didn't want this to start, but he didn't do much to stop it. Dark accidentally uses his reset to push the ball over the backboard where he would have needed to double, but Joreuz cleans it up. His reset 50 is saved. There's been some good defense from both these guys on these aerial attacks, and Joreuz just convinced Dark to rush it. He was diving to the midfield. Dark needed to just play the possession slow, but he thought maybe Joreuz was going to take the ball, so forced him into pushing it into the corner, which is not where Dark wants it to be. Nice wave dash on the barrel roll. Still not enough to get past Dark, though. Scoring is slowed down here in what has been a pretty high-scoring affair so far. Dark making the save off the backboard. Both these two will be able to reset on boost. Dark hoping to pressure Joreuz before he can get back around this ball and start a possession. Fake from Dark gets completely read by Joreuz, who did not jump at all. And the musty from Joreuz gets doubled by Dark. We watched the whole thing from Dark's perspective, but we'll watch it again here from Joreuz. Great patience from Joreuz to not panic on his own goal line when he caught that ball and started dribbling it, because Dark did put a bit of a fake on. He was hoping to get Joreuz up in the air and making a bad touch that he could then work from. But that is not what happened. Dark, his fake kickoff works yet again. This time the reset is enough to push it past Joreuz. What a shot. Joreuz had the boost to make the save. It's just the movement on the flip was enough to make him miss. Dark, fake kickoff on the diagonal. This should be a goal. He actually saved it a bit too hard. Had he saved it softer, he wouldn't have had to wait for the ball to bounce off the side wall. The slow play has at least avoided Joreuz's touch, but now to be sent out to midfield. Reset from Dark to the back wall. Joreuz has been pressuring on the ceiling on all these setups because Dark has been setting him so high. Dark will have to start these dribbles from closer to the net if he doesn't want to make the ceiling challenge something that is incredibly viable. Joreuz to the skies, pre-jump from Dark. Dark actually found a way to get down underneath it, and it was enough. Joreuz couldn't find the angle. Great pre-jump by Dark not to get exposed by the slow play, and he is just double reset Pogo, but he accidentally touched the ball. I don't think that's what he meant to do on that shot, and Joreuz will make it so that every single Pogo has gotten countered for a goal. I think the Pogo shot is taking a bit of a hit here today, as we all love to see it, but its viability certainly being put in question in this match, as both these guys not only stopping them, but scoring on the other net every time they've come out. Joreuz, look at this reset for the ceiling. Oh my goodness. That would have been incredible outplay if he was able to keep Dark away from touching it and then found the angle from the ceiling to the ground. But instead, it'll be a Dark counterattack. Another fake kickoff on the slight offset. Joreuz absolutely has not read them so far. Dark, another high setup. Joreuz not going to meet him up there. The Pogo! It works perfectly! He heard me smack talking the Pogo, but this is exactly the most effective way to run it. Joreuz playing so passive on the goal line. Look at how high he bounces off. I mean, watching it from Joreuz's perspective, it's understandable why he did not react in time. Dark is up so quick when you go for the Pogo like that. The key to not letting that happen has been what Joreuz has been doing the rest of the match, which is defending him so close. Joreuz is going to intercept this one and put it in for a third, and this has been what's been working for Joreuz. He knows that Dark wants to set every single one of his aerials up to ceiling height, which makes it very easy for Joreuz to challenge there with no risk. If Dark took any of these dribbles lower, then Joreuz might be in an awkward position by going on the ceiling. Might be really hard to fall down to the play. But because Dark is setting up basically all of his dribbles from his back wall and all of them to ceiling height, it makes it very easy for Joreuz to challenge. Talk about challenging from the ceiling. Here's going to be Dark intercepting Joreuz's dribble as he flies, not quite from the ceiling, but definitely pre-jumped this play and has a 2-goal lead with 1:30 left to go. Dark winning yet another kickoff. Kickoffs have certainly been in his favor. Plays this one slow and puts it behind Joreuz. This is a great ones play. You see your defender on the goal line refusing to commit to your flick. You should wait as long as possible so that you can outplay them as they stand still in net. And that's exactly what Dark does. He says, if you're not going to challenge me, if you're not going to, respect the flick, I'm just going to side flip it around you. And yet another direct kickoff win. So 7-3. A game that was really close here in game number 2 is now starting to be a bit more of a decisive one for Dark. But come on. Everybody here in chat knows you do not count Joreuz out. Not down in a series, not down in a game. There is absolutely no situation where this guy cannot find a way back. Trying to go for the tight angle shot. Looking to play this back into his half. And Dark, so desperate to take it away from him, undercuts the ball and gives Joreuz one for free. Joreuz wave dash kickoff way too high, removing all the benefits from that kickoff when you don't get to the ground quickly. Dark pre-jumped again by Joreuz. Gets there before Dark can make any sort of adjustment, even if he saw it coming. Oh, the zero boost double jump. Can he actually get back to this one? No. That was a pure panic play from Dark, which I'm not sure you really ever want to panic with zero boost. You might as well just let him hit something on you and hope for the best, but Joreuz gets it a tad easy. He's got 44 seconds to get another. We watch this slide offset kickoff again, this time from Joreuz's perspective. Once again, hands the ball away. Joreuz trying to take to the ceiling to get over Dark, who is prioritizing. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure. It was maybe close, but watch it from Joreuz's perspective. He's prioritizing boost over the shot. But, oh no, it's so free. Yeah, Dark had absolutely no business going for the boost. If that ball was a bit closer to the corner, then that angle would be tough. But, I mean, that angle wasn't even sort of tough for Joreuz. It was easy tap in. But another fake kickoff is going to work for Dark. He scored, and he has his 2-goal lead back. These kickoffs have been a thorn in Joreuz's side. Will he go for another fake here? No, he does a good job of mixing it up. This time, a standard kickoff. Joreuz going to have to find a way to score on this. He banks on the fact that Dark's fake challenge is just a bluff. And now Joreuz the air dribble all the way over the top. Such good control of this ball. Dark cannot seem to find the right decision to put Joreuz away. Maybe he should have dove on that ball and prevented that dribble from ever being able to start. Now he's going to have to continue to try and keep Joreuz out for the next 10 seconds. And no better way to do that than to just score a kickoff goal. The mix-up has been so good. If we watch it from Joreuz's perspective, is he thinking about the fake? I don't know, because that is a position that Dark has been faking a ton. I think Joreuz has actually really just been working on this wave dash kickoff. And he definitely has a bit more to work on. I mean, you see right there, he just flies so high in the air. It's not what you want to do. You want to be back to the ground as soon as possible. You see the likes of Moxie and Zapatos doing that really well. Dark's going to try and put a clip on, finish this game, but it will hit the ground. We're going to tie up this series 1-1 between Dark and Joreuz. The youngster showing his stuff in game number 2. Game number 3, Dark and Joreuz. Exciting so far for the fans out there who maybe thought it'd be a blowout. For Joreuz, probably happy to see Dark putting in a good effort in game number 2. Got himself a massive lead that Joreuz was able to erase for the most part, but could not finish off. Dark a bit too predictable on this swing away and challenge. I'll tell you what has absolutely not been too predictable, apparently. It's his fake kickoffs. He has gotten control of the ball every single time he's done it. But one of the reasons why you see him not doing it every single time is that would make it much easier for Joreuz to counter. If he knows he's getting a fake kickoff every time, he would certainly have already figured them out and stopped these possessions from Dark. But Dark doing just the right amount of mix-up to make sure that Joreuz doesn't know when he's taking a standard kickoff and when he's completely faking. Dark not going to try and initiate this dribble from the ceiling, but it's so awkward in ones to try and protect that ball as you come to the ground. But every once in a while, your very talented opponent will just slam the ball against the side wall and pass it to you, which is beneficial. I guess Joreuz maybe was hoping he'd get a roll up the wall with that hit that he could then follow up. Certainly, he was not planning on it just bouncing right back out to midfield. Dark able to steal this back corner boost. Joreuz just going to send this ball away as method to get himself time to reset here. Dark's going to go to the ceiling. We're watching this one from Joreuz's defensive perspective. And he could tell that Dark had not done what he needed to put on a real shot attempt. That is the danger of those setups from so far away. So frequently they can come down to the ground early and really not put a sweat on your defender at all. They could tell they don't need to worry about a shot until a long time from that possession. And now something similar here as Dark goes for a double reset. Joreuz says you have been a bit predictable there. Multiple resets is Dark's go-to move in the air. And he just got a bit too much separation on himself and the ball on that one. Dark, another fake kickoff, another possession. This game would probably be very out of hand if he wasn't able to control as many as he has. Great ceiling pinch, just a little bit off. Joreuz not going to be able to score with it. One thing that Dark has done a lot in this series is given up the ball when Joreuz has fake challenged. Dark's desire to play fast, I think, plays into these fake challenges really well from Joreuz's perspective, because he wants to keep the ball speed up. He wants to move it past Joreuz. And so he's very keen to immediately power shot anytime a fake challenge comes at him. Joreuz has got a great position here. I'm not sure this boost reset for Dark or not. Joreuz keeps it high and keeps it away. On this reset, he'll push it top shelf. Yeah, only 36. Oh, actually did get the 100, but too little too late. Camping over in that corner made it so the angle for Joreuz was open. And as long as he executed, he was going to score. And that's not a position you ever want to put Joreuz in. I really like this kind of single jump 180 and to try and power shot. He got a goal from it earlier in the game. This time he connected with the ball, I think, a bit too far away from the net. Even if he hadn't been interrupted by Joreuz, he was not likely to score on that. Is that ball going to roll in? It is. I think it had a bit of spin. Because I want to say in the first touch it was not in. But maybe it had the correct spin to pull it in. Dark. High take to keep it away from Joreuz. Can he find the angle? He actually almost got there. It was not going to be an easy one. He prioritized making the defender miss, which is usually a good idea in ones. And now he's got a double reset past Joreuz. Look at this shot. Dark and his ability to take any touch and start it off into a dribble. This time he's going to do it with 2 resets to push it away just inside the far post. Oh my goodness, Dark. The best aerial players in the game are the ones who can take any setup and turn it into something like that. I think, if I remember correctly, Joreuz was the one who popped that ball high. It wasn't Dark setting up his perfect touch into his double reset. It was Joreuz looking to try and clear it, and Dark finds a way to make a dribble out of it by flying into the ball and getting that reset early. This time he's going to play a bit of keep away by lobbing the ball right over the back of Joreuz high, where he felt like he couldn't get up to clear it. And he follows it up for a 4th, so a 4-3 lead for Dark. A minute 45. Dark's going to play a bit of keep away and get a boost steal on the opposite corner. Look at Joreuz chasing him down like he always has been. Joreuz has an opportunity on a late recovering Dark, who is going to go to the corner boost to get 100, and he's going to recover just in time. Joreuz probably could have done better to rush that ball a bit more, because I think Dark was actually a tad greedy by trying to get that 100. Joreuz now looking to defend all the way in net. Dark does get the pogo. Is he going to go for a double? Oh, the bump! Oh my goodness, Dark! He found a way to score this. We watched it from Joreuz's perspective, and it didn't feel like there was a shot attempt possible, but Dark found a way, and that was to flip through the ball and bump Joreuz into net. Such a slow setup, but it doesn't matter. He finds a way to score with it. Actually insane from Dark. And you can't blame Joreuz. We watched it from his perspective. I mean, if I was him, I would sit there waiting for the ball to get sent to me too, because it did not seem like Dark was going to find a way to get any reasonable shot on. But it turns out he had a plan all along. Either that or he's just a great improviser. He's going to get another goal, 6-3, with a minute left to go. Another fake kickoff works perfectly for Dark as he escapes the bump. Wait, it doesn't work perfectly. Joreuz finds a way to get a goal. Dark did win the race to the boost, but Joreuz forced him in there. Very important that he chases him down. If he doesn't chase him all the way down in there, Dark isn't going to ride up the side wall or the back corner with as much momentum, and he might be able to recover. But Joreuz basically pushed him all the way out of the play, then took the shot. Dark, another reset to catch the ball. Another bump, but Joreuz able to fight through it this time. Great catch. Able to cut it to net. Even with that flick, though, can't beat Dark's recovery. Where did Dark go? Joreuz is about to style on him. He did not realize that he was still in trouble. Just because you pop this ball high doesn't mean it's going to stop Joreuz from getting a reset off the back wall. And a double. Dark's going to help it in. We knew what we were getting. We knew what we were getting, and I'm glad that we got it with this Joreuz and Dark matchup. Joreuz actually might be able to tie this game up. The long shot. Dark! He did not recover well. I think this is possible to make this save if he doesn't miss this flip. I'm going to watch it again. I swear this flip is too far away. Oh, I don't know. It was going to be tough. But watching it from Joreuz's perspective, it did look like a mistake from Dark. He's not going to fake kickoff in a crucial moment. You'd think 30 seconds. Next goal could be the winning goal. Fake kickoff has worked so well for Dark all game, but hey, that's credit to why he's so impossible to read. Going to be able to push this one out of his corner. He's got midfield boost. Faking the early challenge. Does get Joreuz to send the ball away. Now Dark clearing it on the back of his net. He's trying to be careful with it and see if he can get it over the top of Joreuz. He has the ball in the air. Immediate touch, though. This can certainly be sent to the ground by Joreuz, right? He's not going to prioritize hitting the ground. And actually, Dark doesn't stand a chance. It'll hit ground. So overtime in game number 3. Crucial kickoff here. What will Dark go to? He is going to fake this one. Joreuz chips it into the corner and decides not to go aggressive this time around. We saw him get a goal off of that aggression, but overtime with everything on the line, he's going to like to play it a bit more safe. Dark actually might have an angle here. Couldn't get the power on it, but good decision, I think, to dive back on top of Joreuz, who is not in control of a ton of boost and likely to give up possession. Joreuz going to be able to reset. Dark to the skies. Can he push it over the top? He can. He needs to get down to the ground to find the angle. Joreuz could not recover. And Dark will take the game win. I want to watch this from Joreuz's perspective because he got bumped. Did he go to the ceiling? He did. He went to the ceiling and dropped down. That would have been an insane save if he found a way to get to it, but he did not. So Dark going up 2-1 in the best of 5. We also didn't talk about this, but Dark did ask for a best of 15 before it started, but it will just be a best of 5, and Dark is on match point. Game number 4. Dark and Joreuz have been an insane back and forth that has been a real win for every fan involved. And I assume we will continue to get more in this game number 4 as these two guys hug at the midfield and give each other a couple high fives as the ball rolls its way into the first goal for Joreuz. What young player had the biggest blow up in ones? I think blowing up in ones is a thing that lots of young players do. I mean, obviously on my stream, Daniel had the biggest blow up or whatever in the 1v1 scene. Joreuz, great play. He's able to just stay on this ball at all times, prevent Dark from feeling like he can get to it. And actually, Dark is making this same mistake in a lot of different moments in the series where he is just prioritizing grabbing that corner boost over protecting the net. Joreuz is keyed in on that. So all of his touches are to get direct shots and punish him for that mistake. Dark has just maybe such a heavy boosting style. He refuses to play on low boost, is willing to take that risk to get another 100. Trying to defend this with 38. Joreuz needed to rush that to net because Dark was super awkward on the side wall. We could tell watching it from his position. Joreuz ended up playing it slow, gave Dark a chance, somehow got this 50 at the midfield. And this soft roller will be a free ball for Dark. Goalfield dribble to the ceiling. No surprise here. Dark goes to this every time he has the opportunity. It's going to be another Pogo with the early challenge from Joreuz. Makes it impossible to get over the top of. I think Dark almost needs a slightly lower Pogo, because when it is that high, I feel like it's hard to threaten anything towards the net. It's so clear that you're going to have to send it over the top. Makes the challenge be a bit easier. Dark now falling from the ceiling. So good at starting these dribbles on the resets, but Joreuz has noticed that Dark, while being very unpredictable in lots of different ways, like on the kickoffs, he is very predictable in his aerial setups. He's going to get one reset, he's going to go for another. And Joreuz, recognizing that now, has started to challenge after the first reset and looking to take it away on the second. So Dark needs to mix that up a bit. Start using maybe that first reset to tap the ball higher so as to punish Joreuz for trying to meet him early. Did Joreuz even get a reset on that? Oh, he did. Uses it to Musty. And this long shot from Dark is off. That needed to be a goal, as Joreuz has not been giving a ton of these opportunities. Dark now, lean back, reset into the Musty to 50. Dark gets it in! The soft Musty. The one that freestylers are absolutely peak at because they need to keep the ball right next to them. This time, Dark puts just enough power on it to be able to protect it and get his first goal. Swirls in charge. Thank you for the tier 1 for 52 months. Yeah, so far this internet connection is poggers. I can agree. I don't think we've had any issues. Dark falling from the ceiling. And maybe forgetting that he's not in free play. Has to have a plan here if he wants to score with this play. Let's make it back in time before Joreuz is able to score. Wall dash. Doesn't want to challenge high. Joreuz actually sees the challenge high, though, and immediately sends the ball on a low trajectory down the field. Joreuz, nice chip and outplay. Punishing Dark for that kind of pressure. We saw Dark wanting to put on this early challenge on that same setup in the corner previously. This time he felt like he was going to have the speed to get there, but he felt wrong. Joreuz keeping his lead. Dark can't get back to this one, but still probably an advantageous position on this fake kickoff. He is going to dive into the corner this time around. Not scared with how the previous dive went. He does have faith to win this one, I think for good reason. Potential long shot opportunity passed away. Now Dark dropped the ball. Definitely not what he wanted, as he could have threatened so much more, even if he had dropped the ball into a bounce instead of a dribble for a hook shot. But rolling it directly at Joreuz makes it nearly impossible to score. Joreuz so quick to escape to the other half. Dark, oh my goodness, somehow got this save. And I can't believe he had the patience not to rush that ball, because watching it from his perspective, it looked like it was maybe a pixel away from going in. And yet Dark wasn't worried at all. He knew he had made the save. And he takes it straight down the field to flick for a second goal. The nerves on Dark in net are going to earn him a second goal. Another fake kickoff works beautifully. Although Joreuz has been able to stop the immediate shot. I wonder if Dark could maybe change his strategy on where he's hitting the ball after the fake. Joreuz has been going for these crazy doubles all day long. Anytime he's smacking the ball at a corner or a side wall, he's looking to see if he can get some incredible shot. Dark, that's a great undercut. Just a great undercut. That's what gets this goal. Joreuz low on boost, flips early, means his landing is going to be very easy to predict. So what does Dark do? Cuts underneath it and completely kills Joreuz's momentum, which means there's no way he's going to be recovering to make the save. Joreuz is going to win this kickoff, though. And he is one of the most threatening players in the world from a wall to air dribble off that kickoff position, but Dark did well to challenge early. 45 seconds left to go. Air dribble from Joreuz, not getting pressured by Dark, so what is he going to do? He's going to take it to the ground, and he actually doesn't protect the ball well enough on the second high bounce. Dark did not get a spawn, and Joreuz will punish. Not sure when that midfield was last taken, but Dark needed to show up right away. He did not have time to sit on it. Oh, look, it just spawned right behind him. 30 seconds left to go. Joreuz wants a game 5. I feel like there's no scarier position to have Joreuz in than being up 2-1 on him. It almost feels inevitable that he finds his way back and wins the series, but Dark is keeping it close here in game number 4. 19 seconds left to go. Good placement into the top right here as Joreuz reversing in net created that window for him. Fake kickoff for Dark. As Joreuz recovering to the ball with 0 boost, the demo is going to lead to a free possession here for Dark. What does he want? He wants the ball to air dribble. He's not going to get away with that one. So actually great idea to cut it. The flick, the tie game from Dark. For a second, I thought he was going all the way to the other side wall, but that would be absolutely unreasonable. He was doing something better. He was chipping it up to himself and flicking it over the top of Joreuz, who could not find the right position to defend at. He was trying to approach the ball off the demo, but ended up getting caught in the worst position to defend Dark's flick. This is a great kickoff win for Joreuz, though. He sees Dark jump. Dark is keeping this ball in the air despite not having the boost advantage over Joreuz. Overtime in game number 4. Dark wants to put Joreuz away here. You never want to play him in game 5. Not the best of bounces off the kickoff win, but could still be possible. Dark not able to get the double. Now he needs to protect the ball from the counter from Joreuz, who is just going to let it bounce. Will he take to the skies? No, he tries the early flick to punish Dark's backflip challenge. But Dark actually does get the save. He's going to send this to the side wall, and he's going to demo Joreuz. He's going to cut it back down to the ground. No air dribbles from him. He's going to try and find the bottom left. He does! Dark wins it in 4. The GGs from Joreuz. What a performance from the Middle Eastern youngster. Able to resist the double, triple flip reset opportunity and instead cut it to the ground and just shoot the more sensible shot in the bottom left corner. And for it, he will win the series 3-1 over Joreuz.